Okay, good people. How are y'all doing today? So lovely to see you guys. So I'm excited. Hello. Hi. Hey Tamisha, how are you doing? Dr. Tamisha. I love it. When did that happen? We have to catch up. Congratulations. I had no idea. Well, listen, guys, I'm so excited to be speaking with you today. I'm attorney Takora Davis. Go ahead and put a comment. You can drop an emoji, a fire emoji in the comments if you can hear me. I want to check my tech. I want to make sure that you can hear me, see me. So if I need to make adjustments, I can do that right now before we really get into today's content. I think it's going to be very helpful for those in attendance, even if you're not an attorney. It was going to be helpful to you. So these are 5 types of lawyers who need to revamp their client attraction strategy. Okay. Awesome. So I'm glad people can hear me. So if you guys don't know who I am, I'm an award-winning trademark and business attorney. I have a law firm called the Creators Law Firm. And for the past 6+ years, I've helped well over 1,000 small business owners protect their brands. And when I'm talking about protecting their brands, I'm talking about protecting their trademarks, making sure their contracts are tight, making sure that their copyrights are in place so that they can look at the intellectual property they create as a vehicle for monetization, not just something that they're doing for because they don't want someone else to take their stuff, which is a good thing. You don't want someone else to encroach on your rights and infringe on your rights. And it begins to limit the power that you have in the marketplace. But I'm also helping my clients from a unique perspective when it comes to intellectual property strategy. Hey, Winter. So when it comes to intellectual property strategy, this is how you can look at the content you're creating and monetize it. There are so many different people and we have so many different platforms, and you can leverage the ideas, and not just the ideas in your mind, but the expertise that you have built over the years, and monetize that into different products, programs, and things of that nature. What I'm talking about though today is I'm actually coaching other attorneys and helping them when it comes to their businesses and their brands. When we go to law school, they don't teach us how to become business owners and entrepreneurs. And many of the women and men that I coach, they are transitioning. They're probably working for someone else right now, and they are striving to start their own firm, or they already have their firms up and running, and things aren't going as well as they would like for them to go. And so I want to talk today about 5 different types of lawyers who need to revamp their client attraction strategy. Okay. Because many of us just believe that if we create content, they will come. And when you think of that, like, oh well, if I just put out a post once or twice a day, it's going to stimulate the algorithm. If I email someone once a week, it'll do the job. And that is really downplaying the sophistication of your clients, right? Someone, Audrey says, it's the same for accountants, no business creation or management training. Exactly. And for the most part, attorneys and clients, we serve a lot of the same type. We serve the same individuals. Most of the time, there's a lot of synergy between my clients and even my accountant's clients, right? And so what's happening is we have incredibly talented people and intelligent people who are entering this marketplace and are on social media, and they have great services and they can really help transform the lives of so many different people, but they're not able to get in front of the right people. And so I want to talk today about why it's really just counterintuitive to think that just because you create content that people will come. And it's wrong, because your content has to be curated in order to get the attention of the right client. You have to make sure that you are putting out what they not only need, but also telling people about the stuff that they have no clue about. You need to make it a habit of blowing your prospective clients' minds and blowing your followers' minds, particularly if you're in the service industry, by educating them about so many things. When you really build a brand, you know that your secret weapons can be your accountants, especially people who are tax strategists and have that particular background, and your attorneys. And, if people, I just know that if people approach me and they're somewhat interested in my services, but they do not see me as an asset, you are unqualified to be my client. Because if you can't see my value, I don't have time to convince you of my value. people who are moving and operating at a different level that work with me, they see the value that I bring to the table and they understand that and they're willing to pay me for my expertise. People are paying me for the following things: speed and efficiency, right? And so if you're an attorney or a service provider, and you are saying, okay, I want to show up and I want more people to know who I am and the services that I provide and the transformation that I can promise, then you need to make sure that your content is curated to speak to those people and repel the wrong people. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm literally repelling people right now because if you don't see the value in me as an attorney, I don't want to work with you. If you don't want to pay thousands of dollars, then I'm not going to work with you, right? Because that's a qualification to be a client of mine. You need to be entrepreneurial. You need to be like future focused. You need to be legacy driven. You need to be a pioneer. You want to make really big impact if you want to work with me, because that's not only the type of attorney I am, that's the type of entrepreneur that I am. And so I leverage my entrepreneurial expertise, my 6+ years of experience in growing a multi 6 and 7 figure firm and helping others do the same with the content that I produce. And so if you're a lawyer and you are trying to revamp your client attraction strategy, I want you to focus on some gaps, because there's some gaps in your thought process right now. There's some things that are missing that are causing you not to be put in front of the right folks. So first, the focus on creating a signature service. And what I mean by that, look at the services that you currently provide and do you have your own proprietary methodology, step-by-step framework. In my firm, we have the SMART road to registry. We have the SMART method of getting your trademark. My trademark is we help you protect your smarts. We have this SMART strategy, and you can only get that SMART strategy through my law firm. And that SMART strategy has allowed me to protect hundreds of brands and to successfully serve well over 1,000 people when it comes to protecting their trademarks. It's a process that's been proven to be effective time and time again because I have the SMART process, and that is proprietary to my firm. And so when people come through and they walk through the trademark process with me, that's what they're getting. So if you're an attorney and you're looking at, well, what can I do in terms of my client attraction strategy? You need to see what are some unique methodologies and steps and frameworks that you can create in your law firm to be able to guide clients through the transformation that you promise. So that's the very first thing that you can do. And you might think that that's silly, but it's not, because people really love going through frameworks. They love to see the path that they can walk down. Okay. The next thing you should do is, if you're just really tired, if you're an attorney, if you need to revamp your client attraction strategy and you're honestly just tired of the ever changing social media algorithm, like if you are in a position and you are trying to keep up with, okay, is it shorts this week? Is it reels this week? Are they going back to favoring video content, or are they going back to favoring static posts? Okay, are they favoring lives? Do I need to do Instagram TV? Okay, now it's going to be audio. Do I need to get on Clubhouse? Okay, no, maybe I need to switch to Twitter. Okay, now I need to go to YouTube, right? Now you really don't know what to follow, because things are changing so much. And every time you turn around, there's a new expert, there's a new guru telling you, hey, this is what you need to do. Honestly, you don't even know if that's what you need to do, because you need to figure out who your clients are and where are they located. If your clients are not on YouTube, you should not be there. If your clients are not on Snapchat or Pinterest, you should not be there. So just because someone tells you that's what you need to do, if intuitively people are not there and that's not where they find you, that is not the place for you to be. Hands down, it's not. And so you have to change your client attraction strategy if you are tired of the ever changing social media algorithm. You also need to change your strategy if you're a lawyer really struggling with client attraction. If you can't accomplish your impact goals without the right strategy, if you really want to change the world, there are some lawyers who, and most people do not just, when it comes to being a lawyer, they will leverage the legal background that they have in order to launch other entrepreneurial endeavors. And you become a really great asset to whatever organization you become a part of, whenever it comes to startups and things like that, because of your legal background, right? And so, if you're looking at law as a way to really accomplish your impact goals, then you need to make sure that you are attracting clients because that's going to generate revenue. People are so afraid to talk about money, but money is what is going to help you open up other doors. It's going to allow you to have access to resources. Money in and of itself is just a tool. It is a tool that you can use to accomplish your goals. And the more good people and great people that have money, the better. One of my confessions is that the world will be greater because I'm rich, because it will be greater because I'm rich, because there are going to be things that I'm going to be able to do. Like I'm doing a $5,000 scholarship for graduating seniors from my high school. And I'm going to present that next month in May to a graduating African American senior from my alma mater. Right. And so because I have been able to transform the lives of clients and I have a profitable business, I can turn around and take, the capital that I've raised from that particular business and sow it into someone else in their future. And so if you can't accomplish the impact goals that you have set out for yourself because you're not getting in front of the right people and the clients who really need you, they can't find you, you have to make a change to be able to mature how you are talking and speaking with your market, because the market is very sophisticated right now. And you can't just assume that your market, is so stupid that they don't realize that the copy that you wrote came straight up from Chat GPT, right? Like people can tell that when you put something into Jasper or Chat GPT and you don't edit it, I mean, you let a computer like just put it out there, your market is sophisticated enough to know the difference. It's the same as when people go and they get the AI generated photos and like the photos look pretty good, but if you look a little bit closer, the person has like 6 fingers or their arm is coming out of like their side. They have 3 arms. Like that's the same thing. Like you, just because you're leveraging AI and putting those things out there, people are really sophisticated. They're not dumb, right? The fourth type of lawyer who really needs to revamp their client attraction strategy is if you are seeing a sharp decline in the impact of the content that you actually have been putting out there and it used to work before. Like if you realize that you're putting content out there right now and it's not resonating with people, if it's not connecting with them, if they're not responding to it, but it used to work, like it worked a year ago, it worked 6 months ago, then that's a sign and indication that you need to change your client attraction strategy. Because again, what worked yesterday doesn't always work today. And it's tough, again, because the algorithm changes, but also the market changes. We put so much emphasis on the algorithms changing that we don't really take enough time to study people. And this is a people business. If you are an online service provider, you're an attorney, accountant, anybody like that, you have to also be a very great student of people. And people don't want to do that. Most folks are not going to take the time to actually study people and the psychology and how people move and how they operate. That's not what they're going to do. And so if you try to do the same thing that you did before and you're not seeing the same response that you did before, you got to really make some different moves. Okay. And if you, another type of lawyer who really needs to revamp their client attraction strategy is if you want to stand out in a sea of sameness. Like there are so many people out here who are copying others and they're doing the same thing and they have the same old tired recycled content. You have to get yourself out there in a new and an innovative way in order to stay at the top. You're going to have to take a fresh take on things. You're going to have to approach the market and do things that have never been done before because people want to see that fresh stuff and not be afraid to be creative. Okay. So this is the solution for all of this. If you're really in a situation where you're saying, okay, I really need to revamp my client attraction strategy. I'm not getting in front of the people that I need to get in front of. People are not recognizing me. They're not recognizing who I am, and I'm really trying. You need to, I'll offer you this. This is my gift to you. I have a cash content strategy that I use, and I cover this in my funnel cake coaching program. And so this cash content shows you 3 ways in which you can stay at the top, right? And so the 3 ways that you can create a top tier content. This is a cash content strategy. Okay, so one, you got to make sure that your content keeps you top of mind. So if you go, like I hired someone, we had like an annual plan. I know exactly the posts that I'm doing throughout the entire year, right? And we were putting those posts out there, and they're really, really, really great posts. It's really great content strategy. We have it all planned out. But it was not necessarily that alone would not really change the revenue, right? That content that you put out on social media on your chosen platform, that's keeping you top of mind. It's totally necessary to do. It's because you have to continue to just push stuff out there with the type of content that we have. You have to stimulate the algorithm, and you will be rewarded for doing that. But you got to have content that keeps you top of mind. And if you can't do that yourself, you need to go ahead and outsource it to somebody that can. So the first thing you have to do is make sure you have content that keeps you top of mind. The second type of cash content that you have to put out there is you got to have content that keeps you at the top of the inbox. So if you have a list of subscribers who said, yes, I'm giving you my email, I'm giving you my text message, and I'm going to allow you to communicate with me, but then guess what? It's your job to do that. So you should be in their inbox every single week, adding more value every single time, right? That keeps you top of inbox, right? Because when you're coming into their inbox every single week, adding value, giving tips, providing insight, it's going to make it more likely that people who are subscribed to you are going to trust you. People go from being cold to being warm to being hot. They understand because you're telling them, here's a problem and you didn't even know about it. You should probably talk to me. That has happened to me so many times based off just a singular email that I've sent. I sent out an email a couple weeks ago and I said, hey, here's a clause that I just put into another contract for a client of mine. I wanted to share this with you because it's probably going to help you, especially if you're a coach. I had so many people say, thank you so much. This was so valuable. I really appreciate the fact that you actually did this. This is exactly what I needed. And even people saying, I need to set up a call with you because I need my contract revamped. That would not have happened but for me actually sending an email. So I'm not only top of mind, I'm also top of inbox. And then you have to show them that you're the top choice. Now, when you're at the top choice, that means that obviously you're standing out in the sea of sameness. These are where you can create really effective targeted campaigns that are going to drive traffic to your website. They're going to drive more people's knowledge about who you are, and you really put time, energy, and effort into those things, right? And so that being the top choice, I've done different things throughout the past. One of my really most successful things was it was like a trademark turn up. And so I ended up celebrating my clients, and it was a virtual event, and it happened. It was in the pandemic. Yeah, it happened in the pandemic. I had this crazy idea and I ended up doing it. And it made me the top choice for so many people because they saw how I cared for my clients and what I did and how I showed up for them and how I moved and operated in excellence, and also how I didn't always do the best stuff, how sometimes I made mistakes and what I do to fix those particular mistakes, right? That's what I did. And so my content makes me top of mind, it keeps me top of inbox, and it consistently makes me the top choice. And so you have to make sure that your content, if you want to really change and revamp your client attraction strategy, look and see, is your content keeping you top of mind? Is it keeping you top of inbox? And is it keeping you the top of choice? If that's top tier content, that's how I think of it, and that's how we move and how we operate in my company, and it's shown and proven to be successful throughout the years. It's not enough alone to just post on social media and saying, okay, I created the content, now they will come. No, you also have to be really strategic in what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and this is the life you chose as an entrepreneur. It's nothing to complain about. It's nothing to be frustrated about. It's something to get really smart about and very strategic about. And you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do? What mountains do I need to move? What mindset do I need to overcome so I can really show up in my greatness and my full power so more people know about who I am and what I do? Because the more people who know about who you are and what you do, the more impact that you will be able to have, the more influence that you will be able to have, the more income you will be able to possess. And so that's what this is all about. It is making sure that you get in front of the right people and you're doing the right stuff. Okay, so listen, the doors for my coaching program are opening next month. If anybody is interested, then I encourage you to schedule a free call with me. During this free strategy call, it's going to be an hour session where I sit down with you and we talk about where you are right now in your firms, what you want to accomplish, what's working, what's not working, and then we create a plan so you can move forward on your best path forward. If that means having me coach you and you joining my program, amazing. If that means that you going forth and you trying to implement the strategy that we put forth during the session, that's okay too. The goal is for you to make a decision about your future and to actually move forward. And so that's what we do in the coaching program. So if you're interested in that, my calls, they start next week. I had to take a peek at my calendar. Yeah, they start next week. And so my calendar is open. Again, if you're interested, go to the link in my bio on Instagram or on Facebook. You can see it's application.takoradavis.com and you'll be able to get the support that you deserve. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. I'm going to be coming back tomorrow and I'm talking about how being the underdog was my greatest advantage as a new attorney. Many people think that them being an underdog is actually a disadvantage, but that is your great advantage. What you don't have is actually your best advantage. What you do not have, what you do not possess, what you do not know is oftentimes the biggest asset that you have. And instead of looking at it as something that disqualifies you, in fact, it is the thing that actually qualifies you. So tomorrow at 12 o'clock, I'm going live and I'm talking about how being the underdog was my greatest advantage as a new attorney. So guys, thank you so much again for tuning in today. It has been a pleasure and a blessing as always. I'm looking forward to talking to many of you. I'm only taking 20 people in this program. Yeah, only taking 20. And that's the max that I have and capacity that I have at this particular time. And so I'm looking forward to working with you all. And so anyway, have an amazing day. If you watch this on the replay, type replay and I'll see you all soon.